It's What Am I Day, bitches, and today I am so excited because it's a new detachment. Now, this come out yesterday or the day before. I've been family life, but we're back on it. Rage Cursed Onslaught. This is amazing. So much to talk about in such little time. I'm not going to harp on. Let's get into it. First impressions. Very, very good. The strats are great. It boosts melee unbelievably. Crazy number of attacks when battle shocked. All the enhancements are really good. All the strats are really good. The data sheets are really good. I just cannot wait to get this on the tabletop. So, what does it do? Maddened Ferocity. Each time a model from your army makes a melee attack, a reroll a wound roll of 1. Now, this is important because as a Blood Angels player, you have got so many strength 8 and above weapons. Rerolling 1s is actually really big. Like, it's just so good. Even when you're winning them on 3s, rerolling 1s. I know it's wank when you roll loads of 2s, but it's still there. And then the second half of it, which is obviously my favourite part. So we just go back there. Each time a model from your army is selected to fight, if it's made a charge move, +1 attack. If you are battle shocked, +2. Now this makes units absolutely deadly. Just bog standard assault intercessors gain, 20 attacks on the charge because they battle shocked and stuff. So it's just mental. So we'll go into that in a minute. We'll go into the enhancements now. All the enhancements, once again, absolutely amazing. There's not a one we can't use here. So we'll go through them left to right. Chaplain model. But Bearer's unit has a 6-inch scout move and reroll battle shocks. Meaning is, if you put this enhancement on a Chaplain led, which is leading 10 Death Company, and you deploy them aggressively, you get to scout move 6, potentially move 12, plus advance and charge, because the detachment's got a strat for advance and charge. Now, that threat range first turn will have your opponent being like, I can't deploy in certain places, it'll really mess with their deployment. You're scout moving 6, 12-inch move, so you're already up to 18. 6-inch advance, I know it's unlikely, but there's 24 and then a 12-inch charge. Your threat range is 36 inches off the get-go. It's absolutely mental. Really good. We'll go into the next one. Once per battle, this unit has fights first. Oh, what an enhancement that is. Fights first on any unit is absolutely no joke at all. In the Liberator Assault, I usually put it on the Death Company Captain because they're your really hard-hitting units and people want to take care of them. So if you don't give them the chance and you hit them and then you say, oh, I have fights first, they're not going to charge you. While a Death Company unit is within 6 of this model, add 1 to the strength. Really good. Put this on a Death Company Captain or a Chaplain. And guess what? All your Thunder Hammers are now strength 9. All your Power Fists are strength 9. All your Chainswords are strength 5. Which, you put a Chaplain with them. And you now strength 5 +1 to wound. So all your infantry are now wounding other infantry near enough on 2s and 3s. And you're rerolling 1s. So it's absolutely mental. And then my favourite enhancement of the lot. One model from your army makes an attack against a character, monster, or core vehicle. You get sustained hits 2. Beautiful. With Oath of Moment, this can pop off. And it's not once per game like the Sustained 3 and Liberator Assault. This is Sustained 2 constantly. And I love it. If you spike them and you're like, well, every 6 is 2 more hits, it's just absolutely gross. So let's look at the stratagems now. Again, all of the stratagems I absolutely adore. So we'll go through them quick. Stick your objective at any phase if the target is destroyed, much like the World Eater one. So, if someone dies, for instance, a little play for you guys. If you put scouts in the middle, and then... Oh, bloody hell. Sorry about that. If you put scouts in the middle and then shoot, if your opponent shoots them off, you just stick you the objective for free and it's going to score your primary. It'll stop them doing stuff. And because they're much less resilient to shoot you now, they will charge you, and then they're committing a big unit into scouts, and then you clap them with whatever else. So that's really good. Armor Contempt, every Marine chapter's got this. It's just really good. You stack that with cover, and, they just, Marines are Marines. Death Company 5 up, feel no pain. Now, this is really good, because they have a 6 up anyway. But boosting it to a 5 up's really good. And it doesn't specifically say infantry. So, if you fire this on a Death Company Dreadnought with a 2 up save T10 and then a 5 up feel no pain, it's going to be a pain in the arse to shift. So I really like that. And then to infantry as well. It's really good on the infantry because it makes them much less killy. Because you think if you pop this on Astaroth, Lamarty's unit with -1 damage, so suddenly 3 up, Armor Contempt, 5 up, feel no pain, cover, -1 damage, it's just all going on, and your opponent's going to be like, what the fuck? So, next strat is +1 AP or strength. Now, these strats are really good because it allows you to unlock the second part of your detachment rule. So, +1 AP or strength, or select both and become battle shocked, which is really, really, really good, right? Because, if you put this strat on, let's say, a captain leading JPIs, on the charge, he gives them +1 strength. Now, he's also, with this strat, you give him +1 strength again, and you give him an extra AP, so now the strength 6, AP 2. It's just absolutely amazing. And then, like I say, you make them battle shocked, so you get then an extra 2 attacks. It's absolutely filthy. This strat is my favourite. Guaranteed fight on death. Now, everybody who plays Orcs, everybody who plays Gladius will know how good fight on death is. Because potentially in a turn you can fight on death and fight first, so they're trading poorly, because if they charge 2 units into you, you say, right, I fight first here, you fight first there, okay, CP over here please, I'm going to fight on death, and he's lost 2 units in his own turn. It's absolutely gross. And then another really good strat here, advance and either shoot or charge, or do both and become battle shocked. Great. You never, as a Blood Angels player, you never really advancing and shooting with infantry, but it's really good on your ballistics and stuff, and especially when you want to go over and tank shock something as well. People don't think about that when you want throw and advance, get on a point, charge, it takes some OC off. It's really good. And it unlocks your second ability again to sustain 2. So even if you don't want to shoot the unit, make them battle shocked, and then reap the rewards of the extra attacks. So I've just wrote down a couple of things here where, it's a couple of things to just think about. So first thing what come onto my head when I started looking at this detachment was a Blood Angels captain with Power Fist and Stern Guard combo. Now this isn't new. This has been around what seems like the dawn of time. Everybody uses this combo. But in this detachment especially, it's particularly gross. So you give him the enhancement for sustained hits 2 into characters, vehicles and monsters. You give him the strat for make him, you can give him any, but in this particular circumstance, I give him from limb, which is +1 AP and +1 strength. You pop his once per game, which gives him extra 3 attacks and devs, and suddenly this captain, without a moment, into, let's say, my mate's playing Space Wolves, he goes into a Bloodclaws unit of Ragnar. This captain, with the enhancement, is going to get 10 attacks hitting on 2s with sustained hits 2, which I would probably fish for 6s. Goes up to strength 9. He's now AP 3. Wounding my opponent on 2s, re-rolling because of the Stern Guard, but re-rolling 1s to wound because of the detachment ability, with devastating wounds, and he will pick that unit up, and that's without the Stern Guard. And It's just absolutely mental. If that sustained X2 pops off, it can be an absolute game changer. And just guaranteeing the rerolls with the stern guard and stuff and the extra attacks. And this whole package is like 200 points. So, you know, you could even have it jumping out of an impulse and just absolutely one banging summit. So we're going to the next little unit I thought was interesting. And it is Assault Terminators. Now, these have had a bit of a glow up because they've just had the new box. Some key points straight away is the new update. Thunder Hammer's back to hitting on 3s. Fantastic. Lightning Claws up to 6 attacks base. Now, with a cheap character, you get the options for +1 to wound from a chaplain, sustain from a librarian, extra OC from an ancient, or a captain for a free strat and reroll charges. Lightning Claws in this detachment go up to strength, 7 or 8 attacks each. So I've wrote down a bit of a thingy down here. When battle shot, they could be throwing 80 attacks at you with twin linked, with bonuses of characters like +1 to wound, sustained, free strats for, you know, extra AP, extra strength, so they go up to strength 6, AP 3 twin linked. It's just an absolute nightmare. You know, or 50 Thunder Hammer attacks. Who wants to hear their opponent say, right, the Terminators are fighting now. How many attacks do they get? 50 with sustained hits. Rerolling 1s to wound with devastating wounds. Nice one, I'll just pick the unit up. How horrendous is that? But what's an interesting little play I thought of, if you go 5 and 5, you get 40 attacks with Lightning Claws. In my list currently, I've got it with a chaplain. So because you give them +1 to wound, it's going to be wounding anything on 5s anyway, twin link. So it's a mass amount of shots, massive amount of attacks. And, you know, the Thunder Hammers just with +1 to wound and devastating are horrendous. So you get 40 Lightning Claw attacks, 25 Thunder Hammer attacks with twin linked and re-rolling 1s. There isn't many units where are going to survive that. It's just all sorts of messed up. Absolutely amazing. I just thought it was quite funny that you could throw 80 attacks into somebody with potentially full re-rolls to hit and wound, because Oath, full re-rolls to hit, and then twin linked, full re-rolls to wound. So it's kind of absolutely mental. And then this is probably my favourite little unit I thought about when I was making this sort of slideshow. The Sanguinary Priest and 10 Assault Intercessors combo. Now, for 225 points, this unit, it just trades so well. Now, I'll talk you through a couple of points here. The Sang Priest gives them melee attacks +1 AP, and a 5-up Feel No Pain, which is always helpful. So, combined with a strat in a turn, you can have these with a 5-up Feel No Pain, Death Company with 5-up Feel No Pain. You can armor Contempt another unit. You know, go to ground with there's just so many defensive units you can do. So on the charge, with limb from limb strat, this gets +2 attacks each. I've realised I've put okay, that's meant to be on. So with the strat, you get +1 AP and strength. So the basic chainsaw is now 6 attacks each, strength 5, -3 damage 1. The Power Fist with its attacks is now strength 9, AP 4, damage 2. And with the Assault Intercessor's datasheet ability, you can re-roll wound rolls of 1 or full re-rolls if on an objective. This unit is just an absolute blender. This will go into any, you know, on the charge you're getting 60 attacks. It's a minimum of AP 3. How is that any good? Like, I never want to hear them words come out my opponent's mouth. Like 60 attacks, Oath of Moment, re-rolling because you're on the objective. It's all AP 3 and AP 4. And then you just look at him and say, they're only 10 little fucking marine bitches. How are they hitting this hard? And for 225 points, you've got a unit of 20 OC as well, with a Feel No Pain, and it's absolutely gross. So I've really enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed editing it. I've made a few mistakes on the spelling here and there, but, you know, I'm still trying to get the lingo. I am sort of trying to rush this out, but I'm not overly worried. You'll have to forgive me. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you'll get some tips and it has inspired you to get list building and deciphering the new detachment, because I have loads of fun when new detachments come out. I'm part of loads of group chats and stuff, and first thing they do is, fucking hell, this is out, Jack, what do you think of this, and what do you think of this? And I really enjoy it. So thanks you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Leave me some nice comments. The last battle report video did really well. All the feedback did really well, and I'm so happy that you all enjoyed it. The new format of doing battle reports. And I'll be looking forward to doing more, videos like this, where it's deciphering, breaking units down, and my overall thought on a new detachment. Because Blood Angels is a very close faction to me. I've played it for years. Last year I was top 10 Blood Angels player, and I've won many RTTs with them, so I feel like this is my chapter and my time to review these sort of things. So thanks so much for watching, guys. It's currently Friday. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and yeah, leave me some feedback. I'll be keen to know what you're thinking.